Out. Yes. And if you're wondering, you are supposed to be looking at my profile picture. Yes. This is CHA's Truth Seeker Podcast, live on the YouTube channel at Consulting the Number 4 Heightened Awareness. We're going to talk more about how narcissists, like their master the devil, have nothing new. They have no new tricks. And I'm telling y'all, because it's like, when you see the patterns, you can't ignore it. And I can tell you right now that there's been a particular pattern that the devil and his little minions, the narcissists, have been engaging in since I've been camping outdoors. And see, I've been camping outdoors long enough to know the true behaviors of antamated salt molecules and how they behave, because I've been watching them. Like we watch narcissists and we learn their red flags. That's right. So, I've been doing this long enough. This ain't my first rodeo. And patterns tell a story. So, let's just say that we find ways around that resistance. And, we figured out how to lock it up. There is a way to lock up your tent. Absolutely. All right, now, I am Michelle Dickey, your host for CHA's Truth Seeker Podcast on the YouTube channel at Consulting the Number 4 Heightened Awareness. So while those notifications are going out, let me go ahead and do our usual check. Now, we decided to do it True Blue Podcast style today. I know a lot of y'all gonna catch this on the replay, and I thank you. Okay, I thank you. But it is Tuesday. Tuesdays around 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're a couple minutes late today, but hey, I said around 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We are live on this YouTube channel. God willing, of course. If you do not see a notification in the YouTube community tab letting y'all know that I'm not going to be going live, then that means we're going to be up here. We are going to be up here and we are going to be going live, whether it's going to be talking head or whether it is faceless. And so we're talking about this because the pattern, I teach it often, is so true. Y'all cannot ignore the pattern. Patterns tell a story. The smallest detail can tell the biggest story. And the one thing I have learned about antamated salt molecules is they do not go inside your tent. Okay, they do not inundate your tent unless there is an opening on the ground. And unless there's something attracting them to that pinhole that yours truly did not put there. So, because they don't have teeth, y'all. Some people will be like, well, maybe the ant chewed through the flooring. No, it didn't, because they're antamated salt molecules. They don't have eyes. They don't have ears. They don't have teeth, despite the lies we've been told by the Matrix. Okay? They are pure salt, activated by energy, frequency, and vibration. And they are attracted to each other because they're made of the same frequencies. They're made of the same salt that emit the same frequencies. That's why you see them, when you see ants, right? They always like, yeah. And you put a little potato chip down there. They ain't going after that potato chip. They're going after that salt, y'all. They can't eat that thing. They cannot eat that chip. I've been studying these things since we've been camping outdoors. I'll tell you, they're hilarious, and they do remind me of narcissists. They sure do. They remind me of narcissists. Because you throw a little, if you got a crumb, a potato chip crumb, they all like vultures, right? But they end up just like basically crawling all over each other. They just crawling all over each other. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because I'm like sitting there going, really? So whenever I see them pile up on top of each other like that, I'm like, okay, what's the supply? There's some sort of frequency supply there. So I'll get the broom or a wet cloth. And I pick it up, I get rid of the supply, and they go away. Same concept on the inside. They don't go inside like that. You might get the occasional antamated salt molecule in there once in a while, but they eventually find their way out because there's nothing there for them. And you got to remember something too. For anybody who's wondering, okay, if you if you have an animated salt molecule, you remember they don't have eyes, they don't have ears, they don't have teeth, they don't have a nose. No, 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 no. Okay, when you see a fly, you know they tried to convince us that that those little beads. Okay, they don't. They those little beady thingies that look like eyes. Those aren't eyes. Those are frequency sensors. Okay, those are like antennas. All right, that's all they're doing. They're sensing frequency is what they're doing. And so I said, pattern tell a story. And so I was like, all right, so here we go again. You know, that like little minion narcissists put little pinholes inside the some places of the flooring of my tent. Of course, I'm gonna find it because I know the behaviors of animated salt molecule. So I'm gonna find the entryway, and we're gonna close it off. We're gonna put a stop to it. Because I know what the enemy's trying to do. He's trying to stress out my ANS. He thinks, see, y'all, I tell y'all all the time. See, when you prospering on the inside, when Jesus is healing, glory be to God. Okay, Jesus is healed. God is prospering you from the inside out. The devil can't see that. The devil cannot see on the inside of you. I'm telling you, he cannot. He cannot see the changes, the transformation that's taking place on the inside. He can't see the healing that's taking place on the inside. He can't see the fact that all them bruises that were once there are now gone because he don't want to see that. See, the devil wants to think that you're still vulnerable physically. He wants to think that he can still take advantage of you. He wants to see if he can stress out your vagus nerve. He wants to keep your autonomic nervous system, your inner child. He wants to keep it traumatized. But well, he don't realize that we catch on to them things. We paying attention to patterns. We see what's up. And so you would think, oh, wow, how'd they get in there? Oh, they ain't getting in there now. I can tell you right now, we would stop to that. See, chosen ones solve problems. We get around that resistance because we know we can spot monitoring spirits real quick. And yes, there is one here where we're at right now. Oh, because when they arrived, I knew exactly what they were doing, running around like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to find the perfect spot to camp at. They were a little too obvious. Monitoring spirit. So I already identified them. So I knew it was just a matter of time before the pattern for animated salt molecules would emerge. I was just waiting patiently. And so now, that being said, we have nipped it in the butt. Okay? Yes, I ain't no stranger to this. Okay? I ain't no stranger. This is what I'm saying, y'all. The devil ain't got no new tricks. Narcissist ain't got no new tricks. Okay? So seeing okay, all right, Chris, I got you. Says, have I seen the phenomenon where ants get stuck in a follow wheel and actually follow each other around in a circle to death? A bunch of ants going around and around in a circle till they can't do it anymore. Oh, I watch them do it. And that's why I said they remind me of narcissists. That's why I tell y'all they sure do. Because when you observe narcissists out here, it's the same thing. It's like over and over and over again. Routine, boom, day in and day out. Groundhog Day for the narcissist. Day in and day out. And so when an animated salt molecule, they behave the same way. The difference between the narcissist and the animated salt molecule is that narcissists actually do have eyes, ears, right? And a nose and stuff like that. But they don't use it all correctly. Right, and so it's the antenna sensors. Exactly. There you go. Yes. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. No, well, that's what I'm saying, Chris. Yeah, the ant can't chew through a tent material. No, because they don't have teeth. They don't have teeth. Okay, y'all? A lot of your bugs out here, the majority of them, they don't have teeth. I don't care what entomology book you buy and read, okay? It's just that we live in a make-believe world. I'm telling you from experience. I got a video on the on our Patreon channel, the membership channel. Y'all can unlock access to that exclusive content for as little as $5 a month. Okay, and I have the evolution of one of those animated salt molecules known as roaches. I have that happening in a place where I was living for a little while. And it's amazing. It starts from a dust bunny. And it's the Earth's vibration, the low vibration, the Earth's rumble that actually activates them. That's why I'm telling y'all, these things are animated, okay? They are animated salt molecules from the salts that are found in asphalt. Remember, the word salt is in asphalt. It's all around us. Everything that this device that I am streaming on, creating this video on, is nothing but a large concoction of various metal salts. Even the electronic components, okay, you all, they're all made of metal salts. Everything, it's all around us. Everything, the tripod that's holding this device is made of metal salt. Our vehicles are made of metal salt. I mean, come on, you're not going to get away from them. Okay, so it's all around us. But you got to remember the sand, right? Okay, sand, and then these little things, dust to dust, right? Okay, so I watched one of those things evolve inside that little, they tried to pass it off as a luxury studio apartment, but I have to tell you, it's still a hotel room. And I said, I'll give them a little bit of credit on the luxury side, because they did real good making it look that way. But it's still a hotel room. I don't care. It's just one where you can put your own furniture in it. So anyway, in there, and they give you a little kitchenette. How nice. But it's a mini electrocution chamber is what it was. I discovered that it's rigged. It's rigged to electrocute you via the refrigerator, the air conditioner, and the smoke detector that they had, along with their fire alarms that they the fire drill that they like to play around with from time to time to startle your ANS, your autonomic nervous system. Now, that being so, because that fire drill they do, the sound of that sucker, it will numb your ANS real quick. Okay? Seriously. And that's what it's designed to do. Because we live in a narcissistic matrix dishing out radio frequency poisoning. Okay? And so some of that radio frequency is used to activate those animated salt molecules. So once I learned that that's what they are, I said, okay, animated salt molecule. Everything like that. It's energy, frequency, vibration, y'all. We are energy, frequency, and vibration. Think about it. That's the truth. We are energy, frequency, and vibration. Because, chosen one, our empathy is our spiritual energy. Right? Yeah. And then the frequency is the Holy Spirit speaking by my voice. My voice is a certain frequency. Okay? And then it vibrates. Because I know I have a voice that carries. I've been told so. More than once.